And we are live.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Carrie. Um, let's see. Yep, we're live. I'm watching a
Cool.
video. All right, let me put that on pause. Um, so I am Peter Palmiotti, and with me today,
I am Carrie Sherman,
woohoo! And
otherwise known as Carrie Likes Coffee.
that's true. And we are X Force. No,
As long as we're not the one that falls into the chipper.
yeah. That was awesome. Yeah, I figured, I want to get back into doing hangouts, and eventually I'll get back into the studio synergy hangouts with a whole gang of people. But I wanted my first hangout to just be one on one. And you've been on the show a couple times.
Yep.
And you got your new channel.
Yep, I do.
And yeah, why don't you give people your URL?
Oh, for my channel. You know what? I haven't actually memorized it. But we will be putting it in the show notes.
Yeah, it's in the show notes. Yeah, it's one of those crazy, just
Yeah, it
numbers
is
and
that new.
letters. I think YouTube rules are that you have to have a certain amount of viewers,
Yeah.
and subscribers or something like that. Whatever.
Right. Right.
We actually got one viewer. I'm pretty sure that's not me.
Hello, viewer.
Hello, viewer. Please, hey, let me actually type something into the chat.
Yep. He's there with us. I'm actually gonna look up my YouTube channel here.
Yeah. So, for all the, I was just thinking before, for somebody who's been doing hangouts for years, I'm pretty raw at this again.
Yeah, it's like it's brand new all over again.
Yeah. My camera's upside down. It's like I don't get anything set up right. But I'm gonna be drawing soon, I guess. But it's like sites keep updating and everything's new again.
Right.
The actual hangout on YouTube is kind of the same. It's a little different. I would put my what do they call it? My banner.
Yeah.
Across here, but I don't know. It didn't seem to work. I gotta look at it more, but it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah.
Just
go with the flow.
Go with the flow. If you love me, you'll forgive me for my ineptitude. But I wanted to talk to you about what your plans are for your channels. Let's just dive into that first.
Sure. So my new channel, I've actually started a new kind of a new chapter in my life, or trying to get a new chapter in my life going. It's going to be basically how-to videos, most of them instructionals. I've got a website which has gotten not much traffic, and I haven't really done much with it. So I've decided, it's been a while. It's time to get that started and get that going. So I'll probably have a couple different playlists. Carrie Likes Coffee is my theme in my channel, but I'll have like Carrie Likes Comics, so I'll talk about comics on that one, or show drawing techniques for comics. Carrie Likes Cartooning, which would be the drawing piece of it. Depending on how brave I get with my kitchen, Carrie Likes Cooking. whatever I want to do. So I want to try to expand it from there, try to promote it, and see what I can do. I joined a new academy. I don't know if you've heard of Jump Cut, and
sounds familiar.
Yeah. So Jump Cut Academy was started by two guys, Kong and Jesse. They did simple pickup, and every channel that they've done, they've found a way to make their videos go viral and their channels go viral. So now they've created this academy that you can join that teaches you how to not only make the videos, but how to make them go viral. So I'm trying that. This is going to be my experiment with this channel to see if once I get these videos going, because I had some technical difficulties in the beginning, to see if I can actually get this to work and maybe get some subscribers.
Yeah, all you need is one video to go, like get a million views, and then you're set.
Yeah, exactly. The trick is getting the videos made.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've experimented all the time. I've been on YouTube, and I love editing, but it's like, well, what's more important, the editing or the content?
Right.
It's like I could spend a week on a video, and do a crappy drawing. It's like
Exactly. Yeah, and the content is important, because if you don't have good content, who's going to watch it?
Yeah. So to me, it's like a struggle, like back and forth, like, oh, I'll make a better video, I'll make better content, or
right. Well, but the content is the key. If it's something that's not going to entertain people and people aren't going to be interested in, they're not going to watch it.
Yeah.
So you can have all these fancy effects, but if it's not something people care about, then you're not going to get any viewers.
Right. Well, that's really interesting premise for your channel. So I guess you'll do, like, Carrie likes fixing her car wheels.
Yeah, right. Carrie likes cars.
Carrie likes cars.
No, I've got one video recorded. Actually, I got a couple of videos recorded, but one that's officially recorded with my new setup that isn't blurry, because I had a little trouble. I bought a webcam at Walmart, really cheap, and apparently you get what you pay for, because the videos came out super blurry. So someone suggested I try my phone, so this is what I'm doing now, and that seemed to come out better. But I haven't. I have to add audio to it. I want to do like a voiceover to it, so I haven't gotten that far yet. Hopefully, I'll post that soon.
Right. Well, it's like, I got a life cam. It's supposedly not the best camera. It's like,
right.
I mean, I really have to, like, get a stand or something, put it right over my paper or something.
Yeah.
Because I have it, strapped to the top of my computer.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Hangouts, I don't think I can change the settings in any way that will bring it closer.
Right.
So I actually have to position it over my paper.
Right.
And yeah, I saw you posted a picture of your setup, and it's like, yeah, I just got to get an armature to do that.
Right. Well, this one I got for my cell phone. I got off Amazon for about $25, and they have a couple different kinds. This one's nice because I can adjust it pretty easy.
Yeah.
It can adjust pretty quickly. Where some of the ones that have the bendy arms, those start to get weak after a while, and so I don't know, we'll see how this goes. At least I got my sunshine now, sort of.
There you go.
My light. Yeah, because I had a little problem with light too, because my house is kind of dark.
Well, they like YouTube tutorials. They recommend like 3 or 4 bright ass lights, and
right.
It's like I have
$50 a piece. Yeah. I'm poor.
Right now, I have my overhead light, which really does nothing. Well, it does a little bit, but I have a lamp on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
I had a big light that stood, from the floor, that was really good, but I guess I was using the wrong light bulb because it just got too hot and
Yeah.
it fused to the, itself, and I threw it out.
Yeah, that's not good.
But I'll get a new one. But yeah, this is good enough for now. I mean, it's like I could actually see what I'm doing. It's better than it was before.
Yeah.
I used to do Hangouts. It's like I also have a problem with my internet. It's not strong enough.
Right.
We talked before the show.
Right.
But yeah, somebody liked our video. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, whoever you are.
Thank you. please
We
please
appreciate
comment.
you. Yeah, we appreciate you.
Yeah, I said I was coming on way earlier. It's like an hour later, so
Yeah.
I'm sure all the 100 folks they were sticking around lost interest.
You're right. That's what it is.
Man, it's just it's like I made a vow to myself a week or two ago to be more consistent, and so far not so consistent, but better than I was previously.
Yeah.
It will get better over time. I have big dreams and big ideas for my channel.
Right.
But it's always a challenge with life and just my work schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm self-employed. I make my own schedule. Oh, we have 2 viewers. We doubled.
Hey viewers.
It's crazy. But yeah, I make my own schedule, but it's like I am beholden to other people because I'm doing things with other people.
Right.
And that's only going to get more and more. And I spoke about a bunch of it in my last video, my last actual video. I had a little stream test just earlier. But yeah, it's like I want to do a morning show.
Yeah. No, that looks like fun too.
Yeah, it's everything. I'm sort of. I love. I used to watch morning shows growing up all the time before I go to school, or just catch whatever half hour of it. And yeah, I figured I'd focus it towards art, but open to everything. We got 3 viewers now.
3 viewers.
It's just crazy. It's crazy up in here.
We're gonna break YouTube.
Yeah. Any minute now.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like, and it's like, it seems so obvious, and yet it didn't really dawn on me or like form until just the other day. And it was like, okay, I gotta post about this and talk about this, and so
Yeah.
now it's just a matter of getting back into doing the streams so I can sort of perfect my techniques, which obviously need a lot of perfecting.
Right.
But yeah, so one of the things is I was going to ink in this stream, but it took us a little while to just get it going.
Right. Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah.
For changing everything.
Yeah. For those that don't know, like there's a live stream button essentially, and that's a whole other ball of wax with setup and whatnot. And I'll probably be doing that definitely for my solo streams. And once I totally figure it out, I'll include others. And it seems really awesome that I could put together a hangout where if somebody's streaming on Facebook and I'm streaming here on YouTube, and somebody, I don't even know if you could stream on Twitter nowadays. I think that's a function.
Yeah, maybe. I think you can do it on Instagram too, can't you? I don't know if you could stream or if it's just video.
It's I think it's considered live streaming. I mean, it's like Instagram TV. That's a whole new thing. I haven't done it yet. I want to do at least an intro, kind of like an intro video, like YouTube has their welcome intro videos
Right.
on my Instagram TV, because I'm not sure I'm totally interested in doing streams or videos over there. So, but if I have one intro video up there, then at least people will see that.
Right.
I mean, I love Instagram for the sole purpose of posting artwork.
Yeah. It seems like artwork seems to go a little more, seems to be a little more popular on there than some, sometimes I'll post something on Twitter and it doesn't really do much. Like usually people who favorite are my friends already, or, mutual follows or something. But on Instagram, it seems to, sometimes it will go crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely a place where you can grow an audience bigger than on Facebook.
Right.
Facebook is it go through different periods, but it's really tough half the time because of the algorithm.
Right.
It's like one person like this, and I'm sure not many more people saw it.
Right. Oh, but you can pay for it.
They throw that down your throat constantly. Right. I have pages there, and it's like, oh, for $30 you can do this, or we'll give you a discount. No, thanks.
That's okay.
I'll do it eventually, but for purposes of like a Kickstarter or something. But
right,
for just a regular post, it's like, really, seriously, guys.
Well, and I did that for the 100s anthology Kickstarter. Right. That was the first time I'd ever done it. I paid a couple bucks to promote that, and that seemed to do okay. But for normal stuff, I'm not ready to spend that much money on stuff I don't know if it's going to do anything.
Well, maybe take pictures of our cats and
yeah,
I'll pay $50 for more people to see my cat. Why? I don't know.
Kitty cam.
Kitty cam. Both my cats are, since the title is Coffee Cats and Comics, let's talk about our cats.
Yeah, of course.
my cats are currently sleeping, thank goodness.
Yeah, I've got one sleeping. I don't know where. Oh, the other one's underneath my table sleeping. They're both sleeping.
Aww.
Which is good.
Yeah.
My little boy kitten would be up on this table getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I cannot keep him away.
Well, my youngest one, she's like a grown kitten at this point.
Right.
And she's sleeping on the tree, which is in the kitchen, not in my studio. But my older one is sleeping right next to me, like a little back a ways. Like she took over my chair, so I'm like using my kitchen chair. But that's it's like they change spots,
right,
every now and then, and that's her new spot to sit next to me and fall asleep.
Right.
Which is awesome.
That's what they're good for.
Yeah. Babies. It's otherwise they're up and pestering me like hell.
Yes, exactly. Asking for food.
Yeah.
After you already fed them.
The little one especially is like everywhere I if I'm running around the apartment just like cleaning and doing things and moving things, the little one is on top of me 24/7. It's like, where are you going? What's that? What are you doing?
That's my kitten every morning, right on top of me. Pet me.
It's like, Jesus, you're right. You know, she wants to jump in the fridge if I open the fridge door. It's like,
Yeah.
Little pain in the ass.
Right.
But they're fun.
Yeah.
You know, and I, you know, it's like I consider them indoor cats, although, you know, I feel like this place is so small. I let them out, you know, every once in a while. Obviously, when I'm
Right.
here, and you know, I'll probably let them out sometime a little later, but you know, definitely not tonight. You know, tonight's the worst night to let your pets out.
Oh no, yeah, too much. Not only there's just the noise, but just like you never know who's running around with doing stuff. You know.
Yeah, you know, I've heard too many horror stories
Yeah.
that keep your pets safe. Keep them indoors tonight.
Right.
Yeah, if you're watching this like 5 years from now and you don't know when we're doing it, it's July 4th. So
Yep. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like, what are you talking about?
it's like you know, some people will watch it live, some people will watch it later. But you know, if you happen across it, it's funny because you know somebody just watched an old video of mine. It's like you have no content of like
Right.
when this
Right.
happened or.
I swear it makes sense in context.
Yes. So one of the things, because I'm trying to, you know, not only be more active on YouTube posting videos, but also active, as they say, in the community.
Right.
So I'm catching up with a lot of what friends are doing. And, you know, I mentioned it in my previous video and even shared some links. A lot of the D100s people are now sort of getting together and doing videos together and talking about, you know, what they're working on and their goals for the week and stuff. And
Right.
I definitely want to do that with somebody, but I'm sort of hesitant to do it. I don't know if I want to do it weekly or maybe twice a month. Maybe I don't want to add too many things like
Right.
and like, oh, I can't do it today. I'm too busy. I was up all night working.
Yeah. Well, and that's what ends up happening is like you have all these great plans, and then you know it all goes to heck.
Yeah. Well, I'm really good at either being totally like not online and not checking out anybody and just, you know, working, keeping my head down, or
Right.
the complete opposite. I'm totally connecting with everybody, talking with everybody, commenting on everything,
Right.
and also getting a lot of work done. It's really weird. It's like, you know, but too much of that ongoing is like it really burns you out.
Yeah, it does. Well, plus I still have my regular day job going, so it's you know it's like even that'll burn me out too.
Yeah. So anything you want to talk about? What kind of coffee you drink?
You know, I've been wavering. I usually drink. I've been drinking a lot of Starbucks lately, and I'll actually buy it in the grocery store. I'll buy it in Walmart. It's pretty cheap there. Yeah, relatively.
The grains.
Yeah. And I'll
Okay.
do it myself. But I've been trying to figure out because I feel like I'm spending way too much money on stuff that I don't need to. So I've actually been starting to make coffee at work when I get there in the office, and it's at this point it's whatever's available.
Right.
Yeah, but for at home, mostly I like the Starbucks the blonde. It's a little less bitter.
I go for Folgers.
Folgers.
Yeah.
I like Maxwell House. I mean, Maxwell House is good too.
I don't know. I don't know why I lean towards Folgers. I know way back when I had 9 to 5, back in the 80s and late early 90s. You know, I worked for like, you know, I was a messenger, and mostly I worked as a guy in the mailroom.
Yeah.
And I worked for multi-million-dollar companies, you know, and that was back then. It was like, you know, they pretty much had everything. You know, they had coffee, they laid out donuts, you know, it was like, you know,
Right.
freebies galore. And I guess my preference of Folgers was from that time. Because actually, in the in the 80s is when I first started drinking coffee. Because I didn't grow up drinking coffee. I might have tried it once or twice, but it wasn't until I sort of started hanging out with secretaries in the break room
Yeah.
that and they're all drinking coffee, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll drink coffee too.
Yeah.
Let's chat with the ladies.
So you can get your break.
Yeah. So yeah, now it's like mostly what I drink. You know, if I ever don't have enough freelance work and get like a part-time job here and there,
Hmm.
um, you know, I tend to drink what's there, and mostly it's, you know, soft drinks.
Right.
But I'm not really a big soft drinker, you know. But at a job, it's like, you know, I'll drink it just for the energy boost, and you know, it takes longer to make coffee.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is at my office we've got one of those industrial coffee makers. It actually doesn't take too long.
Mm,
It's just a pain in the butt because you have to remember to turn it off. Otherwise, you know, you come in the next morning and you got crust or whatever.
right. Yeah, I want to get one of those for my house. I
Yeah.
swear to God. Like you go to convenience places, and it's like they have 6 different selections of toppings and, and everything. It's like, you know, you just press a button. It's just a press button kind of thing.
Right.
And it's awesome. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go to, like, if I have to buy it at a factory or something, because they don't have them at stores that I know
You might be
of.
able to find it like in a restaurant, something that sells restaurant equipment.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
I've seen that sometimes.
I mean, if I'm going to be goofy, it's going to be about, you know, surrounding my coffee making.
Yeah. Yeah. I want a cappuccino machine. That's one of my goals.
Oh yeah, I love cappuccinos. It's definitely.
One of these days.
So become my patron, so I can buy a
So I can buy a cappuccino machine.
cappuccino machine. Pay for my cappuccino in the morning. Yeah.
Please.
So do you currently have a patron set up?
I do. I haven't done a whole lot on it because it just didn't get any traction, and I didn't have anything to put on it anyway that I thought would be interesting. But I think now that I'm starting to do this, you know, the YouTube thing more and firing that up, I might fire the Patreon up again too.
Cool. Yeah, it's a strange beast.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to master. Pretty much like anything, like, you know, YouTube or whatever.
Right.
But I think it's a brilliant idea, and I decided that I'm going to focus mine on just, you know, one specific comic I'm working on, and because I'm a ball of confusion and I'm all over the place, and you know,
Right.
but to really sell something, you gotta you can't confuse people. You gotta give them
Right.
one thing. So
Right. Gotta focus.
because yeah, they're not gonna get any kind of focus from from me.
Right.
But yeah, so I decided on Neon Eden because I gotta sort of start that from scratch again. You know, I had a friend of mine who's was going to co-write it, and you know, in the end, he didn't really help me with any of it. I mean, I kind of started it without him, and was waiting for him to jump in. But you know, and he's written comics, and I'm not even sure what he's doing nowadays. But I haven't really spoken to him in a long time. And it was like, you know what? Instead of putting his name on this, I'm just going to write it myself. And
Right. You snooze, you lose, buddy.
yeah.
Yeah, and I started that lemons thing, and I don't know, I got stuck on it, and I haven't gotten back to it yet. I got to get back to that.
So your lemon turned into a lemon.
My lemon turned into a lemon. Temporary.
I think that's just, you know, I think everybody goes through that phase, and for some people it's, you know, majority of what they do, but
Right.
um, but you gotta, you know, creatively you have to try things,
Right.
and see where it goes, and learn from that. You know, I know with the Neon Eden, it's, I have certain things in mind with it, and when I, you know, the whatever 6 or 7 pages I did publish online, and then the work I did behind the scenes, it took on a life of its own.
Right.
So you have to sort of reacquaint yourself with the direction it's taking, as opposed to where you were taking it.
Right. Let it take itself.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'm thinking of that now as sort of like a 2-book thing, because I think previously I had it wide open that, you know, it'd just go on for as long as I wanted to, you know, do more new strips to it. And I was like, no, let me just make it a complete story. Force me
Right.
to, you know, really get a handle on it.
Right. I think that's, I don't know. Maybe that's where I got stuck with lemons. I
Yeah.
started trying to force it in there, and it just wasn't working.
Yeah. It's a challenge. I mean, you know, um, I do want to do it on a schedule, so I think, you know, I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot going on in my life that may change things, so I'm sort of waiting to see what develops. But I do want to start it soon, start it
Yeah.
up again. You know, even if it's only um, posting to my Patreon for right now. Um, I think the smart thing to do is to get a bunch of strips done before I start posting it again online.
Right.
Because I got another challenge is I also have to reacquaint myself with what the heck did I do back then. That
Right.
it's like every site's different. Qualifications. This you got to put little pictures here, and I don't know. Yeah, it's like every site is something new to learn, and
Yeah. It's like stop changing, everybody.
yes.
Give it a minute.
Oh, one of the, something I found out that actually it's an old thing, at least 2 years old, but it just popped up for me. I don't know if you've seen it previously, but there's the YouTube sharing with friends, which is sort of like, you know, Messenger for
Uh-huh.
Facebook, where you can type people's names into um, It's like, okay, on your YouTube page, you get the bell, and then to the left of that is the little. It's an arrow in a word box, and that's messages. Do you have that on yours? Can you see that yet?
So that's where?
On top of your YouTube page, you know, you got your
Oh,
profile pic all the way to the right. You got your notification bell
right.
to the left of that. To the left of that, it's a little
Oh,
arrow.
yeah. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it's for messages. I haven't used it yet because I don't want to start have
Yeah, I
messages
think that
pouring
it's
in.
kind of weird because I mean, usually, I mean, at least I don't know. At least if it's comments, you can delete them if they're bad or something. Somebody like gets nasty. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like almost opening it up to other things, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I was just thinking, you know, YouTube's enough work. I don't need to add something else.
One more thing.
Yeah, it's like you know, I'm barely dealing with the getting notifications and responding and all that.
Right.
Um, but it could be useful. I mean, it's supposedly like you invite people to watch videos with you or some strange thing. I don't
Oh.
know. But I guess it could also be used as a chat box. Um, it's strange. It's like, you know, YouTube is confusing and G Plus is confusing and
Oh yeah.
um, I don't even use Gmail um, per se. You know, it's like I have it and I probably get
Yeah.
messages there, but I don't get any email there.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
I've got my regular mail account. I just have Gmail because I have Gmail.
yeah,
I needed it.
it's like my backup. If I can't get into my regular email, I have my
Right.
Gmail.
Right. No, I still remember the first day I went on. Because when I started exploring, because I mean, you know how it is when you're not 20, you try to see stuff. And the first time I went on to G Plus, I went on there and it was like Alice in Wonderland. I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Trying
Yeah,
to figure it out.
yeah. I was getting calls. I was like, "Who's calling me and
Yeah.
where are they coming in?" Like things, random pop ups. It's like
Oh yeah.
it's so bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah. And I ignore most of those usually.
It's like, who added me to a hangout? What?
I know. I'm like, I don't know you. I'm not ready.
And if I did want to be a part of a hangout, where do I go?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's so strange, and I get why they set it up a certain way, but it's still totally mishmash. It seems like they have things just to have them, but they're not necessarily integrated smoothly.
Right. 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 Yeah, it's almost like that. They're almost on the cusp of having something that
Yeah,
works.
yeah. It's like,
Almost there.
I mean, you know, it's I find G Plus effective for promotional purposes.
Uh huh.
As far as promoting new videos, you know, like specifically within communities. Um, but outside of that, it's it's just another. I could be. I have been active here and there. There was a point early on when it first came around where I was chatting with people that worked at Google, and that was fascinating and informative.
Right.
Um, and they invited me to one of their live events, and it was like, I'm so honored. It's like, who am I?
How do I do it?
Yeah. But then I fell off a little, and then all of a sudden I'm like clueless to get back into it.
Right.
But it was fun. You know, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do anything too serious as far as on G Plus, but like I said, it really is useful to get like total strangers, um, by posting in, a lot of their communities that they got going on over there.
Right.
But not necessarily that I'm active there, but it's like I see immediate sort of response interaction.
Right.
It's funny actually. One of my recent videos, and this is like how G Plus is really strange. I posted in one of the communities, shared my latest video, and people commented me what seemed to be their home addresses.
What?
And I was like,
you want me to do something with that?
yeah, did you mean to post that somewhere else? I really didn't get that.
Yeah, I've got my, you've got collections on that you can make on Google. So I've got that one collection, the 100 days one, and
Right.
that got some activity. But I feel bad because I don't post to that as often as I should. I always forget about it.
Yeah, well, this is the way I look at it, as far, specifically as far as G Plus goes. Like, if you put together a block of good content and just post it there and leave it there, and people see it when you post it or see it over time, I think that's useful. It's like, it's not that you don't have to be active for them to see it or not or whatever. It's like,
right.
Here's something useful to people or creative that people could check out, and I don't feel obligated to be there.
Yeah.
Like, as I do more so other places. Like, when I fall off of YouTube, I feel obligated to make a new video,
Right.
because it's like all of a sudden I don't exist anymore.
Right.
I don't feel like that in certain places. Like, there's websites I've logged into. Like, let's see, art. What's it called? ArtStation. ArtStation is like DeviantArt, and I think it's a very useful site for a lot of people. It's more digital artists, but I hear like art directors go there to see your work, and will probably message you and hire you, kind of stuff.
Oh, cool.
And I posted some stuff there. I have some examples of my work, but I don't feel obligated to go back and be there every week or something.
Right. I don't know. It seems like there's so many different sites right now to post things to. Like I said, I forget half of them. I mean, I'm always on Twitter, so I always remember that one. But everything else, I forget about it. I forget I have it.
So what do you find most useful with Twitter?
The community, that there's a lot of artists on there, a lot of comics people on there. And it's just nice for networking and trying to, if I get stuck on Manga Studio or one of those things, you have a whole community that uses it that could help you.
Right.
So that piece of it, I try to ignore the other stuff, but it just creeps in there.
You mean like politics or?
Yeah, like politics. I try to ignore it, but it's the most useful part is probably our fellow comics people or fellow art people.
Is it how do you do that? Do you hashtag it? Do you just post it and people see it? Or?
Well, I've got that, and then they have group events. So some of the when I was doing webcomics more often, there's a webcomics chat, and you do that with a hashtag. So it would be during a certain time, and okay. Everybody would kind of share each other's stuff and talk to each other with this hashtag. That was kind of fun.
Oh, I gotta check into that. I've never done something like that on Twitter.
Yeah, and they have there are some programs that you can actually go into. It looks like a chat. I mean, it's still all posting to Twitter, but it looks like almost like a chat room, and right. It'll automatically put the tag on you. But you can kind of see everybody that's posting with that tag rather than just looking for, doing the search thing.
Is that sort of like I forget which one I used back years ago, but I guess a new one is Hootsuite, or like when you want to post something, but you want to post it to different, like Facebook, Twitter, G+, whatever.
Yeah.
There's a function within those programs to where you could see like a feed kind of thing.
Right. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember which ones I used to. I haven't done it in so long.
Yeah.
I'll have to get back to you on that one because I have to remember. But,
yeah, I tried to experiment it. I think it might have been at the time I had a laptop and it wasn't that strong, and
yeah,
it just was, the screen wasn't as big as like what I have now, so it was just like a challenge to understand and see everything. But I haven't been that big on something that posts everything across the board for you.
Right.
I see the advantage to it, and I'm not so. I want to be special. I want to personally post everything myself everywhere. It's just I see. At the very least, it would be a time saver.
Yeah. Well, the way I saw it when these chats were going, the way they used it, because I think they used something like Hootsuite. They had questions, so they had a theme for the chat, and they would post questions, and they would time it with the Hootsuite. So it would post a question every 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something, and then everybody would answer that question, whether it's like what do you use to color with, or how do you feel about environments in comics, like what about space comics, things like that.
Right.
So I can see it being advantage there because it's automated, and then you can focus on actually replying to people. But other than that, I haven't figured. One thing I found with Twitter, which is interesting, is actually Tumblr. I can post to Twitter from my Tumblr, and I can time those. I can schedule those. And those seem to get a fair amount of views when they get posted to Twitter.
I have to get back into my Tumblr.
yeah. Make a new one.
I might have to, because nothing seems to work yet.
Yeah.
I know I've done that a couple of times before where it dropped off Tumblr, dropped off posting, and then I'd say, I'm going to post something to Tumblr, and it's like, oh wait, my access is denied, and
right.
How do I get back in? And I figured it out eventually, but I haven't really focused on it too much. I just tried once or twice, but I like I like it. I don't fully understand it. And I never got a ton of traffic, but I understand, like, if you just get one thing to hit, that it could really change your game everywhere. And, I mean, that's how I feel about Instagram. It's like, I'm going to keep pushing this Instagram, whether people care or not.
Right.
I know one post is going to, have 1,000 views, damn it. And
well, the thing I found on Instagram too is if you figure out the hashtag thing, that's where you get the hits. But you got to figure out what everybody's looking at. And I found anything with cats obviously does well.
Not mine.
No.
my artwork does better than my cats.
Instacat. I guess my artwork does too, but
I don't take as good cat pictures as you do.
Oh, that's true. They are very photogenic.
They're cuties.
Yeah, they are. Even if they're a pain.
Well, I do think I took a good picture of Cleopatra
Yeah.
when she was in my cabinet with my dishes and stuff. And I said something like, "This is why 50% of my food comes out with cat hair on it," or something.
Right.
People like that.
Well, that's the thing with my kitten. He eats every. I mean, I really think he might be part dog because he eats everything. He'll actually get into my garbage.
Uh-oh. Yeah, it's like my it's with my ex Lisa, but Taz.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll see a dot on the floor and start chewing on it. It's like, no, what are you doing?
It's like, knock it off.
This is why you puke.
Yep. 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 Yeah, you think cats would be brighter than that, but no.
No, it's like I'll keep trying. So, I guess I guess we've been going 50 minutes. I forget now when we started.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention.
Let me see. Actually, I could probably go live on the video, and no, that won't tell me. No, yeah, it's it's all potluck, unless I knew exactly when we started. Um, is there anything that we haven't covered?
I
Want to
don't
chat
think so.
about?
No, I don't think so. I think we talked about what our plans are and stuff.
Yeah,
So that's a lot.
yeah, yeah. Um, I'm going to be making this new comic. I spoke about that in my videos, not this stream, but a book called Down that I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
The art is insanely busy. So that makes me happy. It's going to take longer, but
Right.
that kind of stuff makes me happy. Um, and yeah, I got other things down the line, and I got bigger plans, which you know about, and the public doesn't. But that's going to involve a lot more. But
Right.
right now I'm sort of I've been um, doing a bunch of brainstorming and what does Scott Serquin talk about? Oh, mind mapping.
Oh, right.
Yeah, which is sort of just planning.
Right. The fancy word for thinking.
Thinking. I think a
Yep.
lot.
I think a lot.
Yeah, so been doing a bunch of that. Essentially, it's like what I wanted to do is produce comics, and it would be nice if I could finance it.
Right.
Because
Not go broke doing it.
I want to do this and not have to get a day job.
Right.
So it's like, yes, I'll get a couple of bucks through Patreon. I'll get a couple of bucks if I start actually putting useful stuff in my store. But it's bigger than that. I'm going to make X amount on working for other people.
Right.
But unless that stuff really hits, I got to find a way to really pull in the money. Because frankly, it's like I'm working on a skeleton of a budget, just to do this full time. Because to me, it's like I'd rather work on a skeleton of a budget to do this full time than work, even part time at a day job to pull in decent money.
Right.
But yeah, so I got some fires in the iron, as they say, and um, you know, it's always a smart thing to have multiple streams anyway, and that's sort of what I'm working to, you know, multiple streams of income.
Right.
Um, and obviously, like, what works for a lot of people is commissions, which I've done in the past. I'm gonna bring that back more as an ongoing thing. You know, I'm not currently taking commissions. I'm not telling people I'm not,
Right.
but I'm not actually putting the word out for people to say, "Oh, he does commissions."
Right. Hello, viewers. That's you
Yes.
guys.
um, but yeah, I'm gonna get back into that on a regular basis. And prints is a big or a big thing,
Right.
you know, and I'll do my fan art prints, but I also want to do just artwork, you know. A lot of artists outside of comics, you know, like real freaking illustrators, you know what they do? They draw their own shit. They just
Right.
make up stuff.
Exactly.
They make pretty pictures, and that's what I want to do and make money off of that.
Right.
I don't know if you know. It's actually I saw them previously, but really like Jeff Lafferty has talked about them a number of times. There's YouTubers, One Fantastic Week. They're illustrators, and their whole show evolved from the fact that, you know, they wanted to show other illustrators how to make a living um, doing just that. And it's really informative. They have awesome guests. I think they've done over 220 episodes by now, and
Oh wow. Just listen to content.
yeah, it's
I'm jealous.
it's Pete Warbacher and I'm forgetting the other guy's name at the moment, but it's yeah, they're insanely gifted artists, and they interview. You know, not every episode is an interview, but they interview a lot of top people in the industry, and yeah, it's very cool. It's weekly show, being One Fantastic Week. They talk about the week.
Right. No, that's kind of cool though. I mean, have you? I mean, are you planning to do any more like comic shows or signings at shops or anything like that?
That I mean, I definitely will. Um, uh, but it remains to be seen whether I do that sooner than later.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely like, you know, one of the guys on One Fantastic Week was like, he was doing like 50 shows a year at one point or something like that, some crazy amount. I mean, that was his lifestyle, and
That's
that's
like
how
one a week.
yeah, pretty much. And that's awesome. I mean, that's like a way to go. And or you could just, you know, you could choose like, I'll do it this year, or I'll do 50 shows this year,
Yeah.
and then I'll just do a couple from there on or whatever.
Yeah.
I do plan to seriously get into it at some point. I mean, I wanna maybe take like 3 months where I do signings in different towns across the United States, kind of thing.
Uh huh.
But I'm holding off because that really needs to be financed.
Right. Yeah. It's expensive going to shows. I mean, even doing some of the local ones that I've done, I never even break even. That's all. I was just curious. Unless somebody invites you to it, it's almost not worth it. You know, if you're not already well known.
It definitely helps, if you're working for a major publisher and you just go to convention and, it's sort of
Right.
like you're sitting at the table. There's going to be
Yay.
hundreds of people passing by. um, and that's not my plan. That may happen, hint, hint. But right now it's like, it's like people know my name. If I show up at a random bigger convention,
Yeah.
I will get people coming to my table, but not necessarily buying my work.
Right. Yeah. That's the whole point.
Is that the point? Yeah.
Yeah. I think you can, to actually make money.
Yeah.
But I went to the first con I actually tabled at was Heroes Con, and I don't know. I think I blocked out the price of the table because it was just traumatizing. It was just expensive.
Yeah. Well, I hear that's a great con. I haven't been there yet. I do plan to one day go to that one specifically. But yeah, conventions are expensive, and there's more of them. I'm sort of leaning in the direction of I want to do mainstream conventions and hit a lot of them. Maybe not in the same year, but
Right.
go to different ones. But I'm leaning in the direction of at some point I'm going to do my own convention.
Right.
Design it specifically for creator-owned people, and just have not just an artist alley, but make the whole convention about them.
Right.
Because that's the way, that's the kind of convention I want to go to.
Well, that's kind of like what Heroes Con did, because it's all comics.
It's
I personally didn't do well there, but there's no celebrities. It was all comics.
Oh, but there's no like retailers selling comics as well, or?
Oh yeah, there was that too, but but it was focused more on where you have some of them. Like I'll be doing Treasure Coast Comic Con in September, and they've got all sorts of TV celebrities and stuff on there. They don't really have a whole lot of comics people.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what sells tickets.
Yeah, and there's I'm not one to complain about TV people, movie people. It's like I think that's kind of cool. As far as I remember, like even my first conventions I went to as a fan back in New York in late 70s, early 80s. They had somebody there other than comic people.
Yeah, well, the first one I really went to was a Star Trek con.
There you go.
Yeah, they had, I think they had Leonard Nimoy there, and they had Will Wheaton and all that. So I get it.
Yeah, it's all good, it's all cool, but I would like to see more focus on artists.
Yeah,
and not artists who do fan art per se.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. We're all here to make a living.
Here I am doing fan art.
Yeah. Wait, I don't have that copyright. You can't do it on my channel. I'm gonna have to erase this video.
Just don't say the name.
You mean Captain Brazil? No.
Yeah, Brazil.
No,
I know what you mean though. Like stuff that's more creator owned than anything else.
Yeah, I have my Facebook group creator owned, and as probably an extension of that, I'll probably do a creator owned convention at some point.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a local convention that it seems to be more I bought some creator owned books at it. It's up in around the Space Coast, and that was interesting. because you could actually find books that weren't mainstream books. And that was kind of cool.
Mm. Oh, one of the things I found out recently, and I think I posted about this in our chat group, but not publicly, is that there was a comic store in town, and that they went away. They closed the store. And I heard they're coming back, but they're coming back as a game shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That I know for a fact that they made most of their money from Wizard on the Coast stuff, cards and everything else. And I think the guy or the couple who mostly ran the shop every day was into that totally, and had no problem like having games every day and inviting kids and to play with, and it was really cool. And it's like I mean, whatever works for you. Right. It's like, to me, it's only sad because there's not a comic shop in town.
Right. Well, I think a lot of these shops have found that for some reason they make more money off of games. So I've seen a few that the games are their bread and butter. Yeah. They all had comics off to the side. Like one that I go to regularly. They've got comics. They've got one wall of comics basically.
Yeah.
And everything else is the game. Is the game stuff.
Yeah. But it's like, any comic shop that's worth its name in gold or something,
right.
It has more than just, whatever, the top 10 or 15 titles of Marvel and DC.
Right.
So they have toys, they have games, they have action figures, posters, T-shirts, whatever. So they have more than just the current weekly titles to make the income.
Right.
But it's like, well, I'm thinking, I'm still friends with them, and even if they're just doing Wizard of the Coast, that's cool. I'll do some Wizard of the Coast fan art and have them stick it on the wall. Get my name around town.
You're right.
I haven't done that much. I've always been meaning to do
you got
something.
That. You got anime.
Town.
Yeah, anime is pretty popular too, apparently.
Yeah, I love anime, so yeah, that works.
Yeah.
So we got 3 viewers again. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks, guys.
Let us know your coffee preferences.
Right.
Let us know what we're missing out on.
Right.
So you got plans for tonight?
No. I mean, we basically are. I'm gonna make hot dogs. The usual 4th of July fare. And I don't know. I guess movies, watch fireworks, whatever my kids want to do.
All right. Cool. Yeah, they changed the location of where they do fireworks in town. Because last year I grabbed a couple of chairs and went out to my backyard and with a bunch of friends, and we watched it from my backyard because the location was just down a ways and we could see them without having to drive over there.
Right.
But they changed locations, so now we can't do that.
Of course.
Hey, James. Thanks for popping in.
Hi, James.
Hi. We got somebody who spoke up. Awesome.
Yay. We're popular now.
Yes. So Ice with cream and sweet from Dunkin' Donuts is best. Oh, I love Dunkin' Donuts. That's definitely. Um, we got a Dunkin' Donuts in town, and that's if I grab coffee outside, that's definitely where I go.
Yeah, there's one right across the street from my work. I love going there.
Oh yeah,
They're great.
it's you know, um, Starbucks. Their coffee is weird to me. It's like sometimes I like it. Most of the times it's like, what is this? Um, but I definitely when I go to Starbucks, I get a cappuccino
Yeah,
almost always. But regular coffee, Starbucks wins. I mean, Starbucks.
Dunkin'.
Dunkin' Donuts wins.
Dunkin' wins.
Dunkin' wins.
Sorry, Starbucks.
Sorry, Starbucks.
That's why
Although,
that's why I end up usually going for the blonde because some of the other ones are just bitter to me.
yeah,
So if you get for one of the lighter brews, it's not as bitter.
that's true. Yeah, a lot of Starbucks coffee is bitter.
Yeah, or you
Um,
can go to Dunkin'.
but that bitter seems to work in New York. That's mostly where I drank Starbucks coffee.
Yeah,
Um,
there's something about that. There's some joke in there somewhere.
You could evaluate for yourself. But I mean, to me, Starbucks is about atmosphere.
Yeah,
Um, Not only their regular shops, but back in the day when I was living in New York, they had Starbucks in Barnes and Noble, and that was the best, ultimate best. I used to go there all the time.
yeah, yeah. I remember that, and I used to love going to Barnes and Noble just because I love books. But
Books, yeah.
yeah,
It's like I tell my friends, it's like I just love sniffing books.
yeah, that fresh books, that new book smell.
That fresh book smell. I mean, that's why I get into comics.
Yep.
Comics smell great.
Comics in the morning.
Comics, coffee, and cats. That's
Yep.
all I need in
Yeah.
life.
Cats don't necessarily smell as well.
My cat
Depends.
does.
It depends. It depends on the day.
Cleopatra, she smells like rainwater. I swear
Yeah,
to God. Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine are fine unless they just visited the litter box. Then every so often the kitten will come upstairs smelling like something he ate, and then I have to go downstairs and see what it was.
What'd you eat this time?
Yeah, but what did you do this time?
You gotta do video with the cats.
Yeah.
Seems like such a character.
Oh, he's a nut. Well, you saw those pictures I posted of how he sleeps, right?
Yeah.
Like on his back with his paws up in the air.
Yeah, it's so cute. My Cleopatra, she tends to like twist her neck halfway
Uh
with
huh.
with her face up, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like, is that comfortable?
Yeah. I know. They're so funny.
Yeah, they're sweethearts. Other
Yeah.
than when they're being pains in the asses.
Yeah. Yep. Right. Mine are still sleeping through this, so that means they'll be up later.
Look at that Captain Brazil. That's in color now. For those just joining, I don't have the copyright, so I can't.
Yeah. Right. Can't show that. Sorry.
Nah, you can say it's Captain America. It's fine.
Yeah. Captain Brazil. So kind of like freedom fries. He's a French guy. We'll give the French something.
Yeah, there you go. We're all about the people of the world.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, I think we'll end it in a minute. Are there any links that you want to give people?
Well, just my Twitter is at NN Conundrum. And then my YouTube channel is too long to put, so let's get in there.
It's below in the description box.
Yeah. And then my website, which I'm starting to ramp back up again, is carrielikescoffee.com.
Awesome. You got the name without paying somebody off?
That's good. Well, no, I did have to pay for that.
All right.
I had to pay for that URL, but you know, it was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's so simple and elegant and right to the point.
Yep. And truthful.
Thanks, James. Take care, buddy. Thanks for coming on and talking to us, unlike the other workers. I love workers just as much as those invisible viewers that don't leave comments. I love everybody.
Yep. You're all awesome. You guys are all awesome.
All awesome.
All three of you.
Currently, but next week will be twice that. Yeah, so as I'll be doing videos, of course, and I'll announce more upcoming streams like this, me one-on-one. But I do want to get into group hangouts again. And I do want to improve my hangout ability. Right.
Well, now that we figured this out.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
The original, well, what was previously Hangouts is still Hangouts, so that makes life a lot easier.
Right.
Yeah. The other function, you could do a hell of a lot more, but it's a little trickier. And yeah, so I just got to read up, watch a lot of videos, learn some stuff.
Right.
And I'll be like my own little mini TV production crew.
The way to go.
Yeah.
It's the wave of the future.
Yes. So you can catch me here on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and lots of other places. You know, DeviantArt. I've been getting back on that. I like DeviantArt. But yeah, so come by, say hello, and we'll catch you again later. So thank you, everybody.
Yep, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.